What's good, everybody? Welcome into Inside the Green Room with Danny Green. I'm Harrison Sanford. You already know the vibes. Danny, I must say, you look good.
Appreciate it, man.
And I'm not talking about the haircut. I'm talking about the green screen effect.
A combination of both. You know what I'm saying? Cleaned up a little bit, but yeah, the green screen is fire. Can't take credit. Gotta give credit where credit is due. Harrison Sanford, you did your thing with Chat GPT.
with Chat GPT.
I appreciate you, brother. You did your thing, man. You're helping a brother out with the green screen in the background. So this is dope. This is fire. Still some edits to be made, but we're on the move. We got some good things in the works. You can see the numbers, the years back there.
Yeah, we're working on it. If you're curious what Danny is talking about, that means you should be watching us on YouTube. Go ahead and find us there. Give us a like, a subscribe, comment, all those good things. That is appreciated. And if you are watching us on YouTube, that doesn't mean that you can't find us on your podcast app, particularly the Audacy app. Now, also looking good, or actually the opposite of looking good, before we talk about basketball, Danny.
What's going down? Something's not looking good, it looks like.
What do you think I'm talking about?
There's a couple of things that's going on in the news right now.
Well, there's a lot of things, but I'm particularly talking about the North Carolina football program. Ooh, that was ugly. The Bill Belichick debut was ugly.
That's the great thing about the internet, is that a new day arrives and something else is circulating and taking over the world. So not saying that Bill Belichick is off the hot seat or out of the realm of getting torched or roasted by the world, but there's always new news coming out that's negative. So yes, we had a lot of buzz. We had a lot of royalty in the building. We had a lot of everything. And the first drive made it look like it was going to be quite a game for us.
Yeah, I was the Bill Belichick era might be something.
Yeah. Short-lived. But, there's still a lot of season left to make up for it, get better, bounce back, only up from here. I don't know if that's even the right way to say it. People talk about that like that doesn't make sense. But y'all be can't get anywhere. Can't get any worse, I don't think. I hope not.
No, one would hope not. I think y'all will be just fine. All right, we got to get into, as I fix my microphone here, we got to get into some headlines, because a lot has been going down in the NBA relative, especially with no games being played, and that cues us up for Out of Pocket. And I'm going to start with the story that we saw here on Wednesday, September 3rd, and it has to do with one Kawhi Leonard, the Los Angeles Clippers, and a little bit of the Toronto Raptors. Pablo Torre recently released in his new podcast that he has uncovered that the Clippers had essentially created a fake company, or a company where they basically Kawhi Leonard had a no-show appearance rate upwards of $28 million. Also, it was reported that Kawhi Leonard and his representatives were trying to coerce the Raptors and MLSE to find him $15 million outside of what the team can actually offer him in order to retain his services. Now, Danny, this is an interesting topic to have, because number one, I think it delineates the type of journalist that maybe Pablo Torre is, maybe versus other journalists, because a journalist like me, if I found that out, it's like, a little head nod to Kawhi.
Hey,
that's behind the scenes. Yeah. That's just between us. I'm not about to check your pockets. You know what I'm saying? I might say, you owe me a favor, but I'm not reporting that you got upwards of $28 million for a no-show. And I'm not, because Danny, first and foremost, I'm not trying to get a Kawhi's bad side. Like, he could give me an exclusive interview. I'm not trying to get on Steve Ballmer's bad side, because you know what? The Clippers are going to exist for the next 100 years. I want to be able to walk into that building and talk to people and have relationships that can lead me to other breaking news that doesn't necessarily hurt the image or perception of the people that I'm covering. But then there are the Pablo Torres of the world who are going to do it anyway, and that doesn't mean he's a very good journalist, obviously. But he doesn't.
He's a journalist that others. Maybe not, but I think he also cares more about the job, and he wants to be the first one to. If he doesn't release it, he thinks somebody else is going to do it.
Somebody else is going to do it. He might not. Hey, listen, there might be other people who know too, who just like it's not worth it for me to report this. I think that's the interesting thing. He's like, nah. This is not good just sitting with. This is not good for me to know it with another circle of people. This is better for me to report on it.
Shout out to Uncle Dennis, man, and Kawhi for making this deal. Hey, man, bravo. That's all I can say. It's like, again, if I'm that journalist, I'm not reporting this news. You know what I'm saying? We can have a conversation. We can talk about it. Now that I know this news and we have inside trust, I want exclusives. I want sit downs. I want, certain type of treatment. Just like you got your certain type of treatment. But ultimately, people call it a no-show. Basically, he signed a deal to where he didn't have to do anything. Now, will they make up things for him to do? Or he just they haven't made up anything yet. So, he might have some appearances come about with trees. We might see that. You don't know. He might be planting some trees or some gardens in his backyard that come with this company. I guess it was a tree planting company. But yeah, man, this kind of opens the eyes to everybody else. Like, how much of this is going on around the league with other other players? How is this treatment going behind closed doors? And it's like, people asking me, did you know? How the hell would I know? I'm not a superstar. I don't get this type of treatment. Why would they tell me? They would never tell me, because then everybody would be asking for things under the table or behind closed doors.
Right.
But that's a hell of a deal, man. You said you got to give him credit, because nobody thought he would make up the money that he lost when leaving San Antonio, or even the money he lost when he left Toronto. But I knew there was going to be a way, some way they're going to make up some of that money somehow. And I thought maybe he would do more marketing, more social media, but I knew they would find a way. It just sucks that it came to light this way. But I said, again, this is a marketing deal or advertisement deal, or it's a sponsored deal that he may have to do some things now instead of not show up. But so shout out to him, man. It's good for him. I'm not the one to count somebody's pockets. Good for you. If you can make a deal happen like that, more power. I'm not in the pocket count business, but I do think it is very interesting. I want to read a quote, a tweet that I just seen from Nate Jones on the NBA, and I haven't read it yet, but I know he usually tweets out some good stuff. He says, also, I guarantee that the league wants this to go away, because if you try to get legal with Ballmer, he's going to go nuclear and get every team's sponsorship books and sponsorship correspondence open up in court. He individually has more resources than the NBA itself. Now, I don't know about, I'm not going to get into all that. Yeah, I don't know about that,
but the fact that the NBA and Adam Silver are now in a tricky situation, Danny, because if you try to punish the Clippers, right, to Nate's point, Ballmer could say, if you go down this road with me, if you punish me for draft picks, which is they don't even have any, so, or if they try to void the Kawhi Leonard contract, which is something I think the Minnesota Timberwolves had to do with Joe Smith back in the day.
In the past,
yeah. If they try to like what role or what lengths could Steve Ballmer be willing to go if you try to throw him under the bus and making him example? Because I'm just going to say it now, and I don't have any evidence. But there are some other contracts in the NBA that you'd be like, oh, really? That's all he got? Or they're just other players in the NBA. You'd be like, nah, man, there ain't no way that they didn't get, or they didn't ask for more. I mean, if Kawhi Leonard, who's notoriously quiet and not a marketable star, he's a star, undoubtedly. There's no question about that. He's a star basketball player, but he's not a marketable star because he's not out in the open. He's not very vocal, things of that nature. You mean to tell me somebody who's more marketable didn't try and get this done? Didn't try and do this? So exactly. It's a slippery. Pablo Torre has opened a can of worms.
Yeah, not just for the Clippers, but for the whole league. And I would imagine that Ballmer and Adam Silver have a pretty good relationship and want to play nice, and he has to accept some form of punishment. You can't just have something like this happen and to be, oh, we don't know if that's true. It's just fake news. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's found evidence. He's gotten contracts. He's gotten signatures. He's talked to employees. So he's got some
He done did the NBA's investigation for themselves.
He did all the research that he wanted to do. So there's obviously some smoke there. He's more than just smoke with that fire. So you got to acknowledge it at some point, and you have to give some form of punishment. And that's what Ballmer has to be able to accept. Now, if he goes pretty bad with the punishment and they haven't had a conversation about it, I'm sure he might be a little upset, but I just don't see him going those lengths and wanting to stir up that much. I think he takes it on the chin, and they continue to try to play and win and sell tickets with the guys he's got, with CP coming back, Harden and Kawhi. And yeah, man, it could get ugly though. As the opener said, again, this is why I said it's opened up new light, not only to the rest of the world outside the NBA, but inside the NBA. Guys are like, who the fuck else is getting, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so-and-so's got to be getting this. Like, and I'm just getting a NBA if he got that, then I better get this. I should have been getting this. Most guys are like, look, I'm not even asking for that much. 28 million is like, I just want a couple $100,000 off the, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe a mill or two. Like, if I can get some free restaurants or free stay, paying for that. We all want to live like we're back in college, but still make the money.
Give me a free car. Give me free car,
free housing and everything, and still let me keep my money and not have to find a way to cut my taxes, whatever it is that you're trying to find some corners on. So 28 million is a hefty bag to get, under the rug.
under the rug. Yeah, that's wild. I'm looking forward to
seeing. Can't even fit that under a rug. It's just like under a house. It's under the bank. He's got 20.
Put that under the bank.
That ain't no rug. That 28 million, it can't even fit under a rug. That's a lot of money.
All right, let's continue to roll. We'll obviously continue to follow that conversation. Now, I want to switch it over to the NFL. NFL starts on Thursday, September 4th. And why are we talking about the NFL? Because they have decided, or at least the Philadelphia Eagles have decided, that they will not, and I repeat, they will not attend their Super Bowl banner ceremony to kick off the season when they take on the Dallas Cowboys. And Danny, I am like this. For me, and you've won titles, so you can speak to it better. But for me, they're going too hard. Like this right here is like this is almost, to me, Danny, this is performative. Because I know every team says, we want to focus on winning the title. Last year, and I understand that's the mindset that you want to have, and I applaud that, because yes, it is a new season. But to not want to be out there when the banner goes up, the banner is only going to go up once. For you not even to go and see it go up and say, we're just focused on this year, is overkill. And there's a part of me that believes it's performative. And I truly believe if you ask majority of the team, they would be like, I want to see this going up. Mm-hmm. Like, why would you, like, I can focus on this upcoming season and still see the banner go up. Like, those things don't have to be exclusive.
I see both sides, man. And
no.
I thought about why don't they do it during a preseason game or something like that?
Oh, that's corny.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But again, so this is something that I not fully for, but I rock with it because they're locked in. But this is something, again, this is what I was about to say. You can do this if you won multiple championships in close proximity. Now, they won, but it wasn't that close. It was some years ago. I want to say, 2020, 2021, 20. When did the Eagles win? Maybe 18? I don't know.
It was the Patriots.
It was a little while ago. And
2018.
Okay. So 7 years ago. Now, if you won in 2023, 2022, and you have the same group that's been there, a lot of these guys are the first time being there. Now, if you're the Lakers and you won a bunch of them, Boston, you know what I'm saying, like Celtics, Spurs won a bunch of them, you're like, all right, we haven't won back-to-back yet. We won last year. This time around, we're going to be locked in and focused. Guys are coming in. We don't need to see the banner. We've seen enough banners. Mm-hmm. you're truly stripping away an experience from a lot of guys that have never been there or have gotten this experience for the first time.
That's what I'm saying.
So, but again, I rock with it. If this is from the coaching staff for the players and you're that focused and y'all are okay with not seeing it, I'm with it. This sounds like some pop shit though. like when I heard it, I was like, oh, this is shit pop would do that. We're going back. We're not looking at to try to keep your emotions in check, especially if you're trying to make an example of a team, America's team, the Cowboys. You want to come in and be focused and locked in and ready and not have emotions running and thinking about it and, about last year, reminiscing. It's hard to move forward when you're thinking about the past or reminiscing.
You're talented. This team was talented enough to win a Super Bowl last year. And not just win the Super Bowl, they crushed the Kansas City Chiefs. They are good enough. They are my bad. They are great enough to watch the banner go up.
Yeah.
And still whip on the
have
Cowboys.
A good season. Yeah. True.
Yeah,
very true.
Come on, yo.
I'm with that. I totally agree. But I like the leadership here. If this is the focus,
No.
I want to say small thing because it's not a small thing. But if you can sacrifice some of these things to look or to be locked in,
it's cool. To look locked in.
Question is,
Danny,
so this is a thing that yet to be seen. This is, you don't know the result of this until the end of this. Like, now, would you question this in 2026?
If they don't win a Super Bowl, and you gave up the only banner ceremony you might ever get in your career just because you wanted to win week 1.
They are young. They will be able to get opportunity. That group, if they stay together for the next 4 or 5 years, they get another opportunity.
But it's still not going to be the same team.
Yes, especially probably not. And said your first one. You want to experience your first one for a lot of these guys. It's their first one. So, yeah, I don't know. They're a little out of pocket. They're a little out of pocket.
They're a little out of pocket. This is, and I like the Eagles fans. I think the Eagles have the best fan base in the NFL. They 100% support their team. And I understand that maybe the players are like, yo, if we don't back it up this year, fans gonna be in our ass. Our fans are gonna wipe the slate clean with us. Like last year is last year, and that's how a lot of Eagles fans approach it. But you only get one banner ceremony. Danny, imagine this. Imagine you didn't win in Toronto. Imagine you didn't win in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And even better, Danny. Imagine how Avery Bradley feels. Your former Laker teammate.
Yeah.
Imagine how he feels not having gone to the bubble. Imagine how he would have felt if COVID didn't happen or was done with already, and y'all had a championship parade in LA and he didn't go.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're missing out on an opportunity and experience that's like,
come on.
I could have been there. I should have been there. Or I wanted to actually be. I mean, for him,
you can't get that back
because his kids. He wants to be. He chose because of his kids to not go into the bubble. But I'm sure somewhere in the back of his mind, he's like, "Damn, I had an opportunity to do something really special and actually win one." And I said, even though they offered the ring to him, DeMarcus Cousins, it's hard to really feel involved or part of the group if you weren't there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a project you get an A for when you don't really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ask OG Anunoby how he feels about being on the 2019 Raptors team that he didn't really get to play for in the playoffs. Yeah. He probably he
wants to win one where he was actually, the guy or playing at least. So fair point. Great analogies, bro. They out of pocket.
I got you. Yeah, I convinced him. I like it. Oh, okay. Real quick, we do want to get to our top 5 of this week, but before we do that, Jeremy Lin has joined you, Danny, as a list of players who have now retired from playing professional basketball after 12 seasons. Mr. Lin has called it a wrap. I need just one and one only. The first thing that comes to your mind when it comes to Jeremy Lin.
First and foremost, I want to shout out also John Wall, man. He's another guy that I watched grow up and play. We've recruited him in Carolina instead of knowing John for a long time. He retired. He deserves flowers. Austin Rivers is about to retire. He deserves his flowers. So a lot of guys are retiring, and they all
Austin Rivers didn't officially retire already. He's
not
ready.
Officially. Nah, but he talked about it on his pod about he's going to put something together. But I think he's letting it go. But they deserve their flowers. Jalen for sure deserves his flowers, man. He was a movement culture. So the first thing that comes to mind, obviously, Lynn Sadney. But even before that, I spent time with Jalen in the D League before it was the G League. So I'm just thinking about the dinner we had. I think it was at what's that Chinese restaurant? Or is it like P.F. Chang's or something like that?
Yeah. P.F. Chang's.
Yeah, we had P.F. Chang's, me, him, Steve Novak, a couple other guys, and just talking about the journey of what would happen or what will be like, and just talking about other NBA players that we saw and played against. A couple weeks later, guys in a Knicks uniform going crazy. And you know what I'm saying? Like Steve Novak's in San Antonio. I'm able to play in San Antonio. Like there's a bunch of other guys, and Steve Novak was in New York with him as well. But just that, I think about that conversation at that dinner table every time I see those guys and seeing how they all were able to be successful and succeed. We had a multitude of guys on that G League team that have gone places and played well. We had Patrick O'Brien, we had Donald Sloan, we had Salim Stoudemire, we had Landry.
Stoudemire, take it back.
We had a lot of guys. So myself,
Landry Fields?
No, Carl Landry's.
Carl Landry from Wisconsin.
His brother. But yeah, we had him. I'm trying to think who else we had. We had was it Courtney Fournette? Like we had a bunch of random guys that end up getting shots in the league. 10-day hero playing overseas. So we had a group, man. That was special. But Jalen was one of those guys. Steve Novak was one of those guys, and myself. So yeah, man. Every time I go back to the D League days with him, and then of course I had a chance to play with him again in Toronto, and I just seen his journey, man, of what he's become, what he's gone through, and even at the end of how emotional he was when he wasn't able to play back in the league and had to go play back in China. He's had a hell of a career for himself. This is a kid that I watched him in summer league against John Wall. Like they didn't know who the hell he was. That's how he made his name. Like who the hell is this kid? And it was like he was electric. And he came from that to being cut from teams, not getting an opportunity, to playing in random places. The next, sleeping on a couch in New York and then making the Garden his home and owning the city while Melo was there. You know what I'm saying? So special player, man, even better person. Guy's always been humble and chill. We've had him on the pod multitude of times.
Yes, we have.
So he's been great, man. And I salute him and want to give him his flowers. Man. Bravo, Jalen. You had a hell of a career, brother. Enjoy your retirement or the next phase of life. So, and I'm sure we'll catch up soon.
All right. When we come back, well said, Danny. When we come back, we'll do our top 5 for this week of Inside the Green Room. What's good, everybody? You know what time it is. It is Inside the Green Room with Danny Green. I'm Harrison Sanford, and we have some NBA news. Thansis Antetokounmpo is joining the Milwaukee Bucks and linking up with his brother again. And no shade to Thansis, but that's not really the story here. The story is that we're seeing a
reuniting.
Yes, we're seeing a reuniting, and it made us think of the top 5 reunions in NBA history. And I'll name some, and Danny will tell me which ones in order that stick out to him the most. LeBron James going back to Cleveland in 2015. Shaq and Kobe befriending each other again at All-Star Weekend in 2009. The Celtics big 3 of KG, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen deading their beef after the NBA Top 75 celebration. Allen Iverson returning to Philadelphia in 2010. KG returning in 2015. How about this one? How could we forget? D Wade going back to Miami after leaving for his hometown Chicago, after playing with LeBron in Cleveland, going back to Miami in 2018. And it hasn't happened yet, but it's happening this season. Chris Paul going back to the Clippers. Which one of those stand out to you, Danny? Give me a top 5.
I think with normally basketball-wise, I would say LeBron going back to Cleveland and winning a ring. I think it's still number 1.
Okay.
That is number 1. That is number 1.
Okay.
I just wanted to say the other one started to hold more weight because of the passing of Kobe and Shaq. Kobe and Shaq's reunion was, just their beef in general was something amongst the fraternity, amongst the league that just didn't sit right with a lot of people. And the fact that they did get a chance to reunite and sit down, and also we didn't have Magic and Zeke on there when they had their sit down and cried it out
Magic
a little
and
bit.
Zeke. Yeah, Magic and Zeke definitely earned some mention.
And there is one that people are still waiting to come around. Mike and Zeke. Like that just won't ever happen. Certain things just won't ever happen.
At this point, Mike and the whole Last Dance Bulls need to sit down and really.
There's a lot going on there, man. That needs to be hashed out. When you're in your 50s, I hope when I'm in my 50s and 60s, me and my teammates are fine. I know there's a lot of social media, a lot of podcasts, people share stories that guys aren't fond of. But Bron coming back to Cleveland is definitely number one. Shaq and Kobe, to me, number two. Guys going back to their respective teams is great. I'll probably put CP at the end of it.
Can I make a little excerpt though about LeBron? Obviously, he's clearly number one. Mm-hmm. So when I went to Cleveland the first week of August for the journalism convention, and I got picked. The Lyft driver picks me up, and the Lyft driver has Ohio State Buckeye stuff all over his car. In his car, he's got a bunch of Cleveland Cavaliers stuff, Cleveland Guardian stuff. This guy is a sports fan, Ohio sports fan through and through. And Danny, you started your career in Ohio. You kind of know, like, especially like particularly the football teams, but like Ohio sports fans are some of the most loyal and passionate sports fans that there are in America. They are locked in through and through. So me and this guy we're just talking about sports. Like, it's undeniable. I have to talk to him about sports, the way his car is dressed up. Yeah. And he goes, you know what? He's like, I don't want LeBron to come back to Cleveland. He goes, I'm done with them. And he's like, I know he's from here and I'm happy he won the title, but we don't want him anymore because he's going to break up this team again. He's like, the one thing they don't say about that guy is when he leaves destruction. And we don't want to go through destruction again. Thank you for the title, but we don't, and we'll always celebrate you, but no more. And I was like, damn. Now that hits
home. Because I remember when he left how the city was the first time. It was crazy how bad it was, right? Like, in an instant, it was popping. Cleveland was a popping city, bro. Like, nobody would think, but the team made the city like more.
People want to be outside
and more vibrant. It was, I wouldn't say it was popping, but it was a definitely more vibrant city than you expected it to be for Cleveland 16 years ago. Now it's even grown. It's got casinos. Everything's happening. Every city's grown and gotten better. But as soon as he made the decision and got on, not even a week later, you go on the streets, it was zombie land. But I'm like, what the hell happened? Like, where's everybody at? What's going on? It was like a depression. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. It's crazy.
Wait, so you were there the season, the season, but right before he left, right?
Right before the decision. Yep, I was in a hot tub about to play summer league. I'm in a cold hot tub, bro, working out in the summertime, waiting for the decision, watching the shit, and he gets in that chair, and we're all like, and he's like, taking my talents to South Beach. We're like, we thought it was like, is that it? Is there more? Like, is he joking? Like, and then everyone's up. He made a decision. Some coaches walked out. We had to get ready for summer league. Byron Scott was the head coach at that point.
You were with the squad at that point.
I was with the squad. We were preparing for summer league. Byron Scott was the new head coach. They just let Mike Brown go. Byron Scott brings in, and we were all working out. I'm in Cleveland working out. And we're just, rehab recovering after practice in the hot and cold tub. There's TVs in there. I'm watching the shit. And we're like,
damn, son,
is that it?
Crazy.
Come on. Where you going, bro? Damn.
That's crazy.
And I was young back then, so I was outside quite a bit. And I'm, and I seen a drastic change from outside right after that night.
That's crazy. I forgot you were there for the decision.
Burning jersey, bro. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Did you feel like your Cavalier career was over as soon as that happened?
I always got to look to the glass half full. I knew the team would be very different. We would not look the same. But I was like, this is an opportunity for me to, get in rotation, showcase myself, and actually try to help, win some games this year and show that I'm capable. That was short-lived because I was cut right after preseason. I was with Byron Scott, went through a hell of a preseason. Like his preseason ain't no joke. We got in really good shape. Did that whole damn preseason and was let go. in Cincinnati, and then had to figure it out from there. But yeah, I
You were let go in Cincinnati.
We did a preseason game, and I think it was in Cincinnati.
Oh, you did at University of Cincinnati or something?
I think so. Yeah, we were in a different arena. We were in Cincinnati, and
Xavier, you at Cintas. Well, you probably at Cintas Center where Xavier plays.
I have no idea.
Fifth Third Arena.
16, 17 years ago. I'm a young kid. I'm 22. I don't know names of arenas, where I'm going, what's going on. I just know I was waived, and I had to figure out I was going home and then figure out where I was going from there. So, yeah. Yep.
Damn. All see LeBron leaving people in their hands. See LeBron leave, everything fall apart. That's what he was. That's what he was talking about. He's leaving destruction. You know, we celebrate while here, but when you go, everything goes down to the man for what he's done to the core.
Because you've never want to just appreciate everything. Listen, I get you don't want destruction, but he's also brought some things you've never experienced before in your life. There's never been a championship for 50-something years in the city of Cleveland.
Years.
I'll take destruction if I've never experienced a championship for 52 years. Like what?
What would you do? But would you do it again?
They're good now. They rebuild. It'll take 10 years to get back good. 20, 50 years. You know how long 50 years? Like your depression ain't gonna last that long. You know what I'm saying? Your depression of sports. Your sports come and go all the time. So within that 5 to 10 year span, you guys are gonna be good with the playoffs. You'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? You'll be back up again at some point if you have some decent front office, or they'll make changes. You'll experience some good times of sports in your lifetime. But to never experience a championship for 50 years, come on, man. I think the trade-off is worth it.
All right, all right. We got to keep moving. All right, so LeBron going back to Cleveland, clearly number one. But you did give special mention to Kobe and Shaq reuniting. And then
number three, I'm gonna go with AI, man. No, actually, I'm gonna go with D Wade, man, because I feel like there was a lot of riff with D Wade leaving Miami, not wanting to pay him, and I was like, he deserved it. He never got paid, and then he had him and Pat. It just didn't sit right. AI always had his issues with on the court, management, the city, management, the coaches, Larry Brown, but he was one of those guys. He was just D Wade was always to me a buttoned up, did it the right way type of guy, and deserved to be paid, and just never got that opportunity. So for him having to leave and then go to Chicago and then play in Cleveland toward the end of his career, I didn't like it. But him going back to Miami and make up with Pat, I was like, okay, I like this. You know, this made everything feel better in the basketball world for me. So I'm gonna put that at number three.
And I would say for D Wade's case, at least he didn't go to random places. Like he went to Chicago.
Home.
Chicago's home.
To the crib, played with his best friend in Cleveland,
and LeBron, and then went back to Miami.
So
he did it right.
Run. He had a nice little break. So he had a hell of a run, man. But so I'm gonna put him at 3. I'll put AI at 4. I love KG, man, but I just feel like there wasn't a big emphasis on him, like him going back to Minnesota. Nah. I feel like the coverage, it just wasn't there. Maybe because the team wasn't that great. But I still said I gotta respect the OGs. So for me, and it hasn't happened yet, I'm gonna put I don't know, it's a backslash, have both these two parties. I'm gonna put CP with the Clippers, which is on the back end of the backslash. The front end is Dame with the Trailblazers, man. And the only reason why I say this, because I had a conversation with a friend earlier. I'm so happy for Dame. Like, I know people said he should have gone somewhere, got a chance, but I'm happy for Dame, bro, because you don't see this type of love, bro, from an organization. There are so many guys, and this part of it said, I'll admit, it made me somewhat envious, and I'm sure a lot of other guys are envious. You don't see anybody even get the opportunity to get a minimum to go back home to finish their career and retire. You don't see Melo didn't get a chance. Dwight didn't go to Orlando. Like, teams don't even recruit the guys that were their guys. They're probably in their rafters to get them. Like,
they're in their rafters, but wouldn't give them a minimum
just to retire there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even see that. He's getting 3 years, $42 million to finish his career and be at the crib. Like, that's love, bro. And they're not doing this under the rug. They're doing this the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing it. They're showing him love, bro. Like, so I'm happy for him. He's at peace with it. He's back with his family. He's able to finish career out in that jersey. And for me, it just, as a kid, I always wanted to play for it. It didn't happen. And it doesn't, as an adult, like, it doesn't matter now. But as I was like, play for one team and try to be there your whole career. It just, it's a storybook career to me. Yeah. So for him to be able to just, say I was a Trailblazer for this long, he's going to continue to run the numbers up and be in the books for the Portland Trailblazers, the greatest Trailblazer ever. If he comes back from his Achilles, which he will, he got the tattoo, he's going to make a comeback and play. May not win games, a lot of games, but he's going to be Dame and have all the record books there and be known as the best Trailblazer to ever to play, because he's going to have played there like 14 years. That tenure alone, even if he didn't play like Udonis, Udonis didn't have gaudy numbers. You play in an organization for 20 years or 14. Most people, a good stretch is 6-7 years. That's why I said the argument with John Wall, 9 years. Like you just don't see that happen often.
Time. Yeah, you're right.
13, 14 years. Shout out to him, bro. That reunion, I think, is going to be epic, and I can't wait to, even though I said the team won't be great, but I can't wait to see how they receive him and how he plays each game. Every game for the next 3 years for him is going to be treated like the Kobe farewell tour. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, at least at Portland. I don't know about when on the road, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, for sure.
Well, his last year, sure. If he makes it known his last year, everybody around the league is going to celebrate. But in Portland, in that arena, he's going to be celebrated every game, bro.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing how those Blazers look. Big season for Scoot Henderson, especially with Drew Holiday there now. Like it's time for him to show and prove as a former number 2 overall pick. All right, we got to get out of here. It has always been a good time per usual. Make sure you find us on All Things Social. Before we go, the NFL season is kicking off on Thursday, September 4th. So I'm putting it on wax right now. The Buffalo Bills are going to the Super Bowl because they don't play one game this entire season without that has them going outside of the central time zone. They're either playing East Coast time or Central time. There's no West Coast trips. They have a wealth of home games. Their schedule is going to break out so that the Buffalo Bills are going to be the number 1 seed in the AFC. And if you're the number 1 seed in the AFC, that means you should be hosting or predicted to be hosting the AFC Championship game at your home field. And I don't think, and yes, there are teams that can beat them, I don't think they'll beat them this time around. Buffalo Bills are going to the Super Bowl. Who they will play on the other side, it's not going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to regret not going to their banner ceremony to start the season. Give me the Green Bay Packers. Packers, Bills, Super Bowl. Bills get the job done. And that's all. Make sure we save this one, because when it happens in February of 2026, I want to be able to say I said it first. With that being said, Danny, unless you have any objections, we out of here.
I don't dislike it, but I want to think I'm rooting for Lamar Jackson this year. I think this is the year he finally, hopefully, gets over the edge. Like he's been short last couple times. We got to get it done one time, son. Come on, my man.
Actually, when we do the next week's episode, we should tie in some NFL headlines to current NBA players. Lamar Jackson, he's giving me James Harden vibes, and that's a good and a bad thing. I'll explain. We'll explain by next episode.
Should have an MVP. Should have had another MVP. But yes, read, rate, subscribe, review. Y'all know what to do. Peace.